everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cruising Israel. I'm your host, Natalie.
And I'm Max.
This week, Max, we're going to one of the more unique places in the country.
Okay, you know what? I don't know about that. Everywhere we go is unique. Every week a new adventure, something different. What is it this time?
That's true, but this time it's especially unique.
Okay, glad to hear it.
We're heading up north, just
Okay.
15 kilometers away from Haifa. It's a village called En Hod, where only the most artistic of artists live. They gather, live, work, create.
Sounds like something cool. I imagine they got all kinds of different things going on, workshops,
Guided tours.
different artists. We're going to meet someone who will show us around.
Yes, we will.
Great.
Let's
cool.
head there now, Max.
Let's do it.
Imagine living within a place where only artistic souls gather. So much so that a committee of artists votes to decide who gets to move here. Well, that's how it is for the resident at En Hod. Visitors from all around the world are welcome to experience a day in the life of an artist while getting to hear their stories and explore their galleries. Amazing, every corner of this village is covered with some type of art. The diversified talent of an artist that inhabits En Hod led the village to become a well-known spot to peruse artworks and find inspiration. Among the members of the village, you'll find world-renowned artists, sculptors, architects, jewelers, designers, and more. So the really cool part about En Hod is that the village sits on a hill. So no matter where you are standing throughout the village, you'll have an outstanding scenic view of everything.
Right,
So
we
it's really
enjoy
beautiful.
it so much.
Now, what drew this community of artists to this specific area?
Marcelianko, fantastic artist, multi-artist. In fact, he was also an architect, among other things. And the old city of Jaffa, the restored area, that's his work. So he was sent here in 1953 from the municipality of Haifa with the instructions to destroy a deserted village and build an Israeli settlement on top of it. And he finds his fantastic architectures, I'll show you them. And he says, I want to turn this into an artist's village because artists can appreciate this kind of architecture.
Since then, this tradition has carried on with 150 families living here, spanning multiple generations of dedicated artists. Now, are the galleries located within the homes?
Some of them have their galleries in their houses. We're going to meet some of them. We also have a central gallery where all of the artists are exhibiting their work there.
So artists, they live here, they work here. This is a place where all of these creative, artistic souls gather to meet. I'm excited to start this day and to meet the artists.
Fantastic.
So the fact that artists live here and they work here and the workshops are pretty much open to any visitor that passes by makes this area really unique,
It is
I would say.
unique. We have 14 workshops. We have so many galleries over here. We have 2 museums.
A lot of the artists' most famous work can be seen around the village.
I'm already the 4th generation working in iron. I make the model and then I draw the, how it should be on the iron, and then I cut the iron. I take the material like it is and I try not to involve myself too much.
Artist Dina has metalworks that can be found in Beijing and other major cities in China.
Well, most of the art over here in En Hod is modern art, postmodern, and we deal with that kind of subject very deeply, despite the fact that actually Marcelianko founded this place. He was a Dadaist. It was after World War I, they wanted to start the world from the beginning. The first word a baby says in Europe is da. We're going to call this movement Dada. Everything's going to be from the beginning.
Wow, look at this work of art right here. Where do the artists come up with these creativity and where does their inspiration come from?
The artists come up with a concept, an idea that they want to study. And when they come up with a conclusion, they try to communicate with you. That's all it is, communication.
Okay.
Here we have Benjamin Levy. He came up with this concept of the relationship between a couple. What do we have here? Tell us.
Well, I see a couple.
Yes. Does it seem
inside
like
of a can.
right? Does it seem like they want to get out?
Can.
Do they want to get out?
I mean, I don't see why not.
There's a hand on her shoulder. Is that friendship or is that ownership?
That's friendship.
Friendship. Please note the hand is too small for a man's hand. Also, his shoulder is not lifted up. There's a third person inside. The mother-in-law. Could be, could be, could be, could be. The point is this, only if you stand and talk about what you're looking at with the feeling that whatever you say is correct, the details will start coming out.
We then headed to meet a very talented artist who happens to be Dan's wife, a silk screening professional who also hosts workshops where guests can express their inner creativity.
Leah is going to demonstrate for us how does she print on t-shirts and fabric that the guests can do too.
It really seems like you and your husband are running things around here at NHUD. He's the perfect guide and you're an artist.
Yes, I actually studied the industrial technique of silk screening on fabrics and I do it for many years. And I changed it because it's so complicated and I don't have patience for long processes. I found a way that I can do it. It's much simpler.
Wow, so this is your own special technique that you came up with?
Yes. Yes, so you can see here, these are fabrics that I used to do. It was meant to be cut to be a jacket, this one.
Wow, that's really beautiful. I love the colors.
Today I'm doing mostly scarves, but it's easier to sew. Instead of using all kinds of chemicals and the dark room and I found a simple way to do it. I use paper, the A4. You can see that actually the whole design is made of the A4. And I planned it that when I put it near each other, it will have the flow of the design.
We then headed to the garden to participate in the silk screening workshop.
I have a piece of fabric here, and I put this. And this is the screen. I have to have a screen because it's silk screening. Now, this is the special paint for silk screening on fabrics. Then I put a little bit here. And I always start from this color because it's very light. Yes. Color. And put one hand here and one hand here. And now I take the squeegee and first I spread the paint. Wow. And then I take these sponges, dip them in paint that I mix, and I start adding the paint.
Another color over it?
Yes, over it. And sometimes I let the colors touch each other and I get new shades. And now we have to pray that it will come out good.
Okay, let's see what we've done. Wow! So that's how that's done. So simple.
So actually now I can print some more, but today you came here to work, so you'll do your own design.
After washing off the paint from the screen, we're ready to start again.
No. Actually, the design is supposed to be not bigger than this.
All right. So now I'm just gonna cut it. So you must have all different kinds of people participating in this workshop here, right?
Yes, we have people from all ages, from the age of 3 till the age of 103.
Wow.
And you know, even
from when you can hold a pencil.
Adults.
Ooh, looks like snowflakes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I like the star in the middle. I wasn't expecting this to happen, but cool.
It's always a surprise.
Yeah. Okay, so the screen goes directly on the paper.
Again with this color. Spread it. Okay. Now you have to decide what colors you want to use.
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, she's natural.
Okay. Now, what color now?
Okay, now let's go with the yellow.
Now.
Are you ready?
Let's see. Dun dun dun. Wow!
Look at the shades that you get here. And this is something that is typical to printing. You know, when you do it by hand, it's different, you know, effects.
Max, you want it? It's a gift from me to you, Max. There you go. Bye, Leah. Thank you for everything. Some of the artists' homes are open to the public, allowing visitors the chance to watch the artist at work in the own comfort of their home. Now, you don't see that every day. The Magal sisters are the children of one of the early pioneers of the village who arrived back in 1953.
My father and my mother when they were over 90.
They learned the special skill of sculptural ceramics and painting by their mother, who is also an artist. They perfected it and carried on the tradition.
First of all, you have to take and build the clay, put it in the kiln. Now, putting it in the kiln, it takes 24 hours for it to heat up and cool off so you can take it out. And then they start painting it. She has to be very accurate with the amount of paint she puts on. Too much, it'll just smear all over, spill all over. Too little, it won't cover, it won't get the texture.
After they finish painting the clay, it gets thrown into the kiln for a second time at 1,000 degrees Celsius and ends up with a shiny, colorful glaze.
It's an impossible technique. No one deals with it because no one can control the shape that they're painting. It always smears all over, you never know what happens, but they know.
These colorful ceramic pieces can be seen in galleries worldwide. Look at the colors and the details that goes into each work of art. It's just amazing, really amazing. So no matter what kind of art you appreciate, from sculpture to ceramics to printing to paintings, there's something for everyone to enjoy here at En Hod. Max, how many times have we visited museums in this country that started out as a simple collection, 2 or 3 items, and turned into a whole attraction where visitors from all over the country come and visit?
Actually, now that you mention it, many times.
Yep.
And I got a feeling I know where you're going with this idea. I saw the signs on the way into En Hod for the Music Box Museum.
Well, you got that right, Max. We're going to visit a nice man named Nisan Cohen. He's been collecting practically his whole life nice little instruments and music boxes. Let's go check it out.
Cool, sounds great.
Within the village at En Hod sits a museum which holds the finest collection of music boxes and other musical instruments. A resident of En Hod for almost 2 decades and collector Nisan Cohen had a huge passion for music for as long as he can remember. So let's go meet the guy.
תן לו את הקריץ.
רגע, איך קוראים לארבעת אלה?
שכחתי.
In today's electronic world of iPods and internet radio, it's easy to forget the ways music was once played back in the days before electricity.
I'm happy, so happy, it's someone I care for.
Put the coin in the slot.
And then you can disappear if you want. Put it in.
One man has made it his mission to showcase as many of these as possible right here in Israel. Nisan Cohen entertains groups of all ages, educating them on the evolution of music.
There's a rainbow round my shoulder. and the sky blue above.
His collection offers visitors a glimpse into the past, and unlike many museums, you get to hear the exhibitions playing the same timeless music they've played for generations.
תשמע איזה יופי של שיר מאמריקאי, סטיבן פוסטר, הוא כתב שירים נחמדים, תשמע איזה יופי.
Nissan's charismatic, humorous personality makes the tours light and fun, with plenty of laughs as they explore his unique items.
If I had to guess how many pieces I had, I'd say there were about 23. One was blonde. Oh, excuse me, I got the wrong idea. Can you cut that? Yes, I found my music boxes everywhere, in Africa, in Alaska, in South America. If I would try to count how many I had, I would say it was over 200 pieces, at least maybe 250.
The music box, called the Regina, was what started it all for Nissan back in 1963 during his trip to Venezuela.
I'm looking, of course, at antique shops that I always loved. And there's a woman there standing, and she shows me this box. I said, what's that? She said, it's a music box. To me, a music box was a little ballerina that's spinning on some jewelry, you know? And I said, music's awful big. And she played it for me. I said, sold. La, 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 la. And the sound of the music was so real. I'm so sick of hearing records and duplicates. This was live music.
These early devices often last many decades longer than modern electronics because they rely on more simple mechanisms.
פתאום כל הבית חדשות, שוויץ, גרמניה, צרפת, הם בנו הרוב מהתיבות, כולם מתחילים לסגור. נגמר מוזיקה רמה כזו, עד היום אין דבר כזה.
Thomas Edison's breakthrough invention, the phonograph, led to the demise of mechanical music boxes, which simply couldn't compete.
This is an example of one of the first phonographs that Edison produced. He produced many, many of them. It just completely destroyed the industry of music boxes.
Nissan ends the tour with a grand finale, with a beautiful band organ he received as a donation from a collector in Belgium.
And now it's in Israel. The only such organ in the Middle East. There's no one anywhere has one like this. And it's a marvelous machine.
The organ is completely handmade out of carved wood and consists of 640 pipes with fun dancing characters. Max, we had such a long day. I really fell in love with this charming little artist village, but what do you say we go eat something?
Oh, well, that got my attention. You know, I can appreciate art just as much as the next fella, but when it comes down to it, food's hard to compete with, especially when I'm this hungry.
Listen, you're gonna love the next place.
I'm guessing it's not
Specializes in meat.
Hey, all right.
You're gonna love it. Let's go.
I like that. Let's do it.
In the very heart of En Hod's artist village sits a restaurant that serves up authentic South American cuisine with the finest cuts of meat imported all the way from Argentina. Eating at Dolorosa is the perfect chance to taste some serious Argentinian flavors, where legendary meats are grilled up and served just like it's done back in Argentina. I hear a lot of people say that you never tried meat unless you tried it in Argentina.
I believe so. For a person that's been traveling a lot in the world and trying a lot of different kinds of meat in the world, I found out that Argentina has, for my sake, the best meat in the world.
The aging process utilized by Argentinian butchers is well known for yielding top quality beef. Who was Dolorosa?
Dolorosa, as you can see in the picture, was my grandmother.
Okay.
And basically we grew up on her foods at home.
Most of the restaurant's dishes are traditional family recipes that his grandmother was known for making at her 6,000-acre farm back in Argentina.
So my grandfather his job was to take care of the ranch style life. For the cows, for the gauchos. The gauchos are like the cowboys in Argentina. The selling of the cows and butchering of the cows. And my grandmother, her job was to basically take care of the kitchen and the house.
There, the farmers would gather around the table to enjoy a big traditional feast made only by Dolon's grandmother. So what makes the meat so good? Well, for starters, the grill at Dolorosa is burning imported charcoals and was built in the traditional Argentinian style.
We want to give the meat the Argentinian flavors, so we're bringing charcoals from Argentina. And the grill, as you can see, it's Argentinian way.
So this charcoal has a very, very big effect on the flavors of the
It's one of the most important effects. Of course, you need good meat.
The restaurant is designed Argentinian style. The decor features items from his grandmother's farm, as well as her recipes in Spanish posted on the wall.
As I said before, we have a lot of things that we brought from Argentina. One of them you can see here, above you.
Wow, it's a mini grill.
It's a mini grill that you brought from the ranch in Argentina. As you can see, it's really a mini grill for you.
So your grandmother used that a lot, huh?
Yeah, they were using it a lot. So I will take a cut from the refrigerator. Just putting the oil of the chimichurri so the meat won't stuck to the grill.
Now this grill you use for all your meats?
This grill we use for all our meats. We have an upper grill and a lower grill.
And also you have a lot of slow cooked
Yeah,
meat.
we have a lot of slow cooked meat. You can see in the refrigerator, you can see the pieces of the asado.
First thing you see when you enter the restaurant.
And these pieces, you need to cook them for 5-6 hours.
The asado is Argentina's national dish, prepared in a tremendously popular way, which is to cook it in its purest form. Just high-quality meat grilled over hot, smoldering charcoal, which is exactly how it is served to each and every hungry customer.
This is an Argentinian sauce called chimichurri, and you put it on the grill, on the meat in Argentina. This is the only sauce that you will put on the meat in Argentina.
You don't even need a sauce, I think.
No,
but the meat,
the meat is speaking for itself. You won't find any restaurant in Argentina that will serve you steak with some kind of creamy sauces.
All right, I got to try the meat. This looks fabulous. Crunchy, full of flavors. Amazing. Wow, this is one of the best steaks that I've had. And you do this a lot on the show.
Thank you very much.
You eat a lot of steaks on the show.
So it's a tribute to her to carry on the legacy of good Argentinian food, good culture, and good atmosphere with people.
Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Cruising Israel. It means so much to us that you joined us.
Don't forget to catch us next time as we cruise the country and show you the best Israel has to offer.
Thanks, bye.